Okay, guys, we're gonna do a little shotgun shell comparison here for you today. I've got a lot of audience. My son and my daughter, my baby daughter, is right next to me. So if you hear a lot of noise in the background, that's just them doing their thing. So hopefully it doesn't mess it up too much. But okay, so I thought I'd just pull out a bunch of different examples of different shot shells that I have, and give you a comparison, a visual comparison of them, and just kind of talk about a little bit of shotgun philosophy, versatility. Show you guys kind of what you can utilize in a shotgun. So first off, let's talk about sizing of the shells. Let's see. Let me pull out some examples here. We've got okay, right off the top. Let's look at this is a 2 3/4 inch here. This would be, actually I don't know exactly what that one is. This would be a 3-inch shell, and here is an example of a 3.5. Let me clear a little bit of a space here for us. So it's okay, buddy. Just relax. Clear a space here, and I'll lay them out here if we can. So 3.5 inch, your 3 inch, 2 3/4, and your Aguila kind of specialty mini shell there. Now let's compare these 20 gauges next to a 12 gauge. So here's the size comparison there. It's the same height, okay, but you can see that there is a difference in the diameter. Okay, now what gauge is? I'll annotate it up here. I'll annotate it up in the corner here. The definition of gauge, but it's the amount of a certain size lead ball that can fit inside of a circle. And look up in the corner for a more detailed annotation on what gauge is. But that's the difference between a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge. And if you compare, this has got 3/4 of an ounce worth of shot in it. And let me see. This one has. Let's see. This one has. No, it doesn't have it on that one. Let me see here. This has 1 3/4 inch, or 1 3/4 ounce worth of shot. So we're looking at 3/4 an ounce, 1 3/4 of an ounce shot. So there is quite a bit of difference, and that'll vary between shells. But there is quite a bit of difference between the loading of a 20 gauge and a 12 gauge. So that's one thing that the 12 gauge has over the 20 gauge, is that you can fire a lot more lead, or a lot more shot, or a larger slug, or more buckshot out of a 12 gauge than you can a 20 gauge. Now the 20 gauge kicks a lot less, and it's better for like for your smaller framed shooters and for like youth shooting, but it's not quite as powerful of a cartridge. So these are all 4 shots. Okay, they all have number 4 bird shot in them. This is a 410 shotgun shell, and then we have the 20 gauge and the 12 gauge. So I'll let you see the size comparison on those as well. There you go. And these are all shooting number 4 shot. This is shooting no idea actually what the weight of this shot is, but probably not very much. It's probably more like 1/8 of an ounce. This has 3/4 of an ounce, and this has got 1 3/4. Let me just show you. Let me show you some differences in what they look like. This is a Winchester. It says number 4 shot, and this is actually a great pheasant load. So this is what we'd be shooting in pheasant. And when they term, you've probably heard the term high brass versus low brass. If you look at the difference here, you have a higher. This is the high brass. This is the low brass stuff. This is a target load. This is a hunting load, okay? So this is the load that's going to be a lot more powerful. And it's going to have more drams of powder inside. And I will annotate again what drams mean, and kind of give you an idea of what of how they measure the powder in a shotgun shell. And I think drams goes back to black powder, the black powder days, and when they measured black powder. So but anyway, this is a high brass round. This is a low brass target round, okay? So the difference is, you can see in the actual metal part of the casing. and that's what contains the powder for the shot. And these are both Winchester loads, so I'll let you see the let's see if we can get a good shot of the head stamps there. There you go. Those are both Winchester shots. So this is a pheasant load. Number 4 shot is good for pheasants. Let me actually hold on one second. Let me go grab a box here of something. Let me pull it out of my case, and then I can show you guys a good representation. Okay, so on the back of this Federal, we have a box of Federal lead. This is actually I use this as a turkey load as well. Okay, so this is what, when I go turkey hunting, this is usually the turkey load that I use. I don't use any specialty turkey loads. I do like either number 4 or number 2 is actually pretty good for turkey, but you can it's a little bit large and it tends to kind of mess your meat up just a tiny bit. So let me just show you the back of this box. Hopefully try not to get any glare on it here. Let's see. That should be good. Okay, so up at the top we see turkey. The lead shot size that Federal recommends is number 4, 5, or 6. Your pheasant loads is 4, 5, 6, or 7.5. And then, and this is your distance and yardage here too. And then, like your grouse and your partridge is 7, 7.5, 8, and 9 shots. So you're getting a lot smaller. Okay, so the larger the number of shot representation, the smaller the BB size is, the smaller the shot size is. So dove, you're looking at, like, for dove, I would use like an 8 or a 9 shot. They also say 7.5 shot works. And then like your snipes or your woodcock, you're looking at 7.5 to 8 shot. And then squirrels and rabbits, you're looking at 4, 5, 6 for like really long range shots, for like 30 yards or more. And then for like 20 to 30, you're going to look at like your 6 and 7.5 shot for your rabbits and squirrels and small game like that. So anyway, I wanted to show you the back of that box just to give you a little bit of an idea. But yeah, this is a load that I really liked. Just the 1 1/4 ounce shot, number 4, and it's tended to work out real good for me. So okay, so there's that. Okay, so this is a 7.5 shot, and this is actually Winchester Universal, and this is the stuff you'll buy at Walmart. Okay, this is let me see if I think I might even have another. Let me show you the differences in target loads. Okay, and for those of you that are interested in 20 gauge, I'll show you that too here. Okay, so okay, so this is the target. This is the Winchester equivalent for 20 gauge. Okay, 7.5 shot, and both low brass. And this is what you're going to be picking up at Walmart. Okay, now if you look back at my video, and I'll annotate it up here in the corner somewhere. If you look back at my video at the Poor Man's Slug, if you you can see how I've chopped these shells, and you can turn these into like kind of makeshift slugs. This is the type of shotgun shell you'll use that for. Okay, so that's what you're going to be using for the Poor Man's Slug. Okay. Okay, another example of low brass is your Federal Top Gun. Okay, and that's number 8 shot, and that's in let's see, we're using let's see, 1 1/8 ounce shot. And this is a 2 3/4 inch shell and 70 millimeters. So that is the difference between the Federal and the Winchester. Do I have a preference on either one of these? Nah, not really. They both shoot just about the same. So let me show you the differences in the head stamps there. If you can see, this one says Winchester on it. The other one just says Made in the USA, but it's printed more on the shell. So this is an Estate. This is a Estate cartridge. You can see their little deal right there on the shell. Let's see if I can get that into focus a bit on you. There you go. An Estate shot, an Estate slug. We're looking at 7.5 shot, and that's 1 3/8 ounce shot weight. And that's also a target load, and you can pick these up by the box at Cabela's and different shooting supplies. So that's also a target load. So there's your three most common target loads. You've got your Winchester, your Federal, and your Estate cartridge. And this is also a Federal 20 gauge. So there's your target loads. All right. Okay, so we got number 4 shot. Let's see what this one is here. This is number 6 shot, and this is an upland. They call this upland heavy field. Okay, and this is Winchester. So this one right here would be good for, you know, like pheasants, and would be good for, you know, you could shoot partridge, different things like that with it. But number 6 shot is one that really kind of overlaps with a lot of your different animals. Like you can shoot just about anything with 6 shot and you'll be okay, except for like your really small birds, your small delicate birds like doves and things like that. You don't want to really use number 6 on doves. It's a little bit large. So there's your 6 shot. And let's see what else we got here. Okay, this is number 2 shot. Okay, so this is really this is a lot larger of a shot, and I really should cut these open. Maybe in a future video I'll cut open a couple of these and show you the different sizes of shots. But maybe down below I'll put in an annotation where you can find a chart on the size of the shot. But this is a Federal cartridge, and this is steel. Okay, so this is a little bit different. This is steel shot rather than lead. The reason why you'd want to use steel is in a lot of your waterfowl conservation areas, they will not allow you to use lead because it contaminates the waterways. And so if you're shooting like your waterfowls like duck and geese and things like that, a lot of times they require you to use steel. Now steel does not have the same density as lead, and so it doesn't carry as far. It will fire at higher velocities. I usually shoot around 1,500 feet per second. Where your lead shot's a bit slower than that by a couple hundred feet per second, but it doesn't have as good a penetration, and it doesn't carry as far. So you're going to be shooting closer in with the steel shot. In general, I mean it kind of varies a little bit, but so this is number 2 shot. It's a little bit larger, and this would be good for areas where you're hunting ducks and things where lead is not allowed to be shot. Okay. So if you hear all this crap about lead contaminating the environment and things like that, you know, a lot of it's bull crap. Like I know that they've been trying to put bills through to kind of ban lead from ammunition, and without getting really political here, let me just tell you, a lot of that is a bunch of crap, because you know they're saying that like eagles, you know, it's killing the eagles off and things like that. You know, this lead contamination. Well, I'll tell you what, the eagle population's increased by like 700% in the last, I don't know, 10 years. So, you know, they can rant and rave all they want, but the numbers show the real truth, you know. So, okay, that's a number 4 shot. Let's look here and see. And again, like, okay, this is steel shot. I don't know what size shot this is. I think this is 1 shot. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, that's steel shot as well. Yeah, you know, the whole thing is look at this right here. Steel shot is not allowed. You're not allowed to shoot lead shot when you're in a waterway many times, and so the whole risk of contaminations goes out the door. You know, goes out the window when you do that. So here's a comparison. Here's a Federal cartridge. This is number 6 shot. Okay, that's what this stuff is right here. Okay, that's this exact stuff inside, I believe. Actually, wait a minute. No, this is 4 shot. I've got a box of this 6 shot, and that's what this came from. So this is this number 4 shot Federal right here. One thing I love about Federal is everything's kind of shiny on Federal. You know, they tend to really polish their ammo real nice, and I like it a lot. So that's a number 4 shot in Federal. This is a number 6 shot in Federal. Okay, that's a little bit older shell, older casing there. Let's see. This is a number 5 shot right here, and this is Federal 5 shot. So that's a 6 shot. This is a 5 shot in the same casing or the same type ammo. That's a number 5, another number 5 shot. Let's see what this one is here. That's a number 2 shot. I think. And this is a little bit different. This is an older shell that I've had. This is a Federal. See if I can get that to focus in here. Focus, focus. Okay, that's a Federal high power, number 12 gauge, and you can see that there's a little bit difference, a little bit of a difference in the brass. It's kind of crimped right there. So that's I don't really know. That's not a steel shot. I think that's number 2 shot right there. So that's a number 2 shot.